Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. I am like a lot of other demonstrators right now playing with this new hot foil system. Y'all have emailed me a few questions, so I'm going to do a quick intro video on it. I will say Stampin' Up! Has a lot of wonderful videos out there, as well as other demonstrators are doing amazing things with this. So there's a lot of inspiration out there. Now this machine is made for us by Spellbinders. And they also have a bigger machine like this, like our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This one has a bigger carriage, and so does this. So this is about 6.5, it's between 6.25, 6.5 inches. So if you still have the Big Shot, this is not going to fit. It's going to be just a little bit too wide, but Spellbinders has a smaller machine called the Glimmer, and if you love your Big Shot and you don't want to get a bigger machine, just go get that one because it will fit into your Big Shot and your Big Kick. The Big Shot for us retired back in August of 2020, so it's almost 6 years. And this machine is amazing, but if you don't want to upgrade, like I said, just get the smaller foiling platform, and then you can still get all the fun dies and everything that goes along with it if you want to get into the foiling. So this is the platform. And it has this little guy here, the silicone hang, so it's not too hot on your surface. A little plug, we're going to plug it in. Now, when it's cold, it probably takes about 6 minutes to heat up. And you'll know because it beeps at you. And if you try to do it too soon, it gives you a little, no. It's like, no, not ready. So you got to go do other things. I also found that once it's been heated up and you run it through and you start again, it only takes about 2.5 minutes. It kind of knows that it's already hot, which is nice. So it's not 6 minutes every time. But when you're starting it off cold, you got to wait a little bit. So of course it comes with directions, which were really great. It comes with this guy, which helps you pick up the dies off of here. It's like a little magnet, which I've used this for so many other things. It's kind of fun. It comes with the shim and the plate, and they're square, a little bit more square to fit this, so you'll be able to know there's a difference between these and your regular plates. And another little silicone pad to drop your hot dies onto. And if you want, there's foils. There are 3 colors for right now, and then the dies. So I bought the butterflies, and I bought some sentiments, and I bought some frames just to give them all a try. And when you get the packaging, everything that's black like this, these are the dies, and then the ones that are gold color are the hot foil dies. So these are the hot foil dies. They're like a different color. They're still magnetic. They still sit at, pick up with a magnet. Oh, see, it just beeped at me. But you can tell the difference. They're not sharp. They're not going to cut the paper. They're only going to foil it. So you put the flat side down. Once that beeped at you like it did, you put the flat side down and then you hit this button. Now we wait. So that's yellow blinking and we get our foil ready. Let's do a piece of gold. So technically what you want to do is you want to put your die on here and cut it to the right size. I'm so bad. I rebel against measuring and all of that. I just sort of guess a little bit. Now I will say that you want this shiny side down, okay? And you can actually cut it a little closer if you want to, but I find I've been using all my extras, so it doesn't seem to be too bad. Sometimes if you want this on a big piece of paper, you want to cut it smaller, but I'm going to be die cutting it, so it won't matter. But your shiny side goes down, okay, when this is heated up and ready. So as soon as that turns green, we'll put the foil on, and then you want to have your cardstock ready. Now, in this case, I'm going to show you how to do it on the velvet, which is really fun to do. It works really well on regular paper, on the two-tone paper, and actually I kind of like it on the velvet. I've tried it on vellum, on acetate, all the things. If you forget to put your paper on, you'll be foiling your shim. So you want to make sure that you put your paper on. I put the velvet side down, and then this little shim goes on it, and then this. And that's it. Then you unplug it, and you can pick this up and touch it. It's not too warm. It's the part that the die is on that's really hot, okay? And then you want to run this through. So there's no other plates or anything, just this and the two that came with it. And watch how easy. It is not hard to roll through. Look, I'm using 2 fingers, my thumb and my finger. Super, super easy to go. I go back and forth just because, just to make sure. Put this back here, take these off. This little thing, which is so cool, and drop it on our silicone. It's not too hot to handle at all. And here's the foil. And this is what it looks like on the velvet paper. Isn't that cool? And you want to save all these because Sarah, our boss at Stampin' Up, she said there's going to be a flat plate coming out. So you don't have to do a workaround. They're going to have a flat plate that you can use all your reliefs with. But that is the velvet. And then there's these. So you can kind of tell the difference between the two, right? So this is your foiling, and then these are your regular dies that we're used to. And so this just comes off, and then you can cut all your butterflies out at once if you want to. And let me show you the card that I made with that. So here is one of the velvet butterflies. It's sitting on the velvet meadow paper. I did it on the pink velvet. I did the pink foil and a pink butterfly. And then the sentiments. The sentiments are probably one of my favorites for the foiling because I love an embossed gold or silver. So this is just close to it. And it's not raised. It's more like a letterpress. It's more debossed. But that's on the white velvet. And it came out really, really pretty. Let me show you how it looks on different papers. This is on vellum. I think I needed to leave that one in a little longer. Stampin' Up said that there's a difference between the two-tone and the regular cardstock. Our regular cardstock tends to be a little bit more fibrous. I found it was still really, really good. I could not tell much of a difference. This is the two-tone paper, which you know is our lighter paper that comes in the two-tone colors, which is smoother. I think that came out beautiful. And then this one is the regular peacock cardstock. And then I thought, will it make a difference if you wax the paper? I took a little wax paper and rubbed it first to make it smoother. It didn't make a difference. It's still really good. So that was kind of pretty. You can see this is just on Night of Navy cardstock. I think it's beautiful. I don't see any issues with it, personally. This is how it looks on the pearlized paper. It's very, very pretty. This one I ran through, I was just experimenting. This I used the relief on, which didn't come out great. It's okay. This one was kind of fun because I took my butterfly relief that I had already used, I crumpled it all up, and then I stuck it right directly on the platform with this vanilla paper, and then put a few more sheets of cardstock on top just as a shim, just to, to make it a little thicker, and ran it through. And I really like it because I think you get all the little grids on here, plus all the little scratchy of the foil. And I think if you did like a shape or something and cut it out and used it on a card, I think it's gonna look kind of cool. These were probably one of my favorite things that I got. These will foil. So here's all your sentiments, and they have a lot of great sentiments here, and then you can cut them all out. And then you have all of these wonderful little sentiments that you can use for different projects. And I'm just gonna keep them in a little box. But these are called the Hot Foil Sweetly Sentimental. And you can see, happy birthday, cheers to you, sending hugs, just a little hello, here's to another year, lovely day, I'm so lucky to have you, here's to a lifetime of happiness, thank you, sending bunches of love, my heart is with you. So you foil them all at once and cut them at once, and you get all these great little sentiments to use. The same thing with these. These are bigger sentiments. So these are the classic greetings. So you've got all of these, happy birthday, get well, thank you, thinking of you, celebrate, and then they cut out. And so you've got one sheet of, oops, I'm stuck there. One sheet of the dies, and one sheet of the hot foils. So you can tell they look a little different. And yes, you can emboss with these too because they don't cut. You can emboss with your impressions plate. So that's also kind of cool. And that's what I used for this one right here on the velvet. I did that real pretty gold and white velvet for the big thank you. Now, going back to the butterflies, they don't have stamps. They have the foil butterfly that I just showed you, and then the outline, all the dies here. But they also have masks in the bundle. So if you like to do the stencil masks, I did it with white. You can see right here, I did all the stencils, and then I did the acetate. These are our window sheets that we sell, the 12 by 12 pack of the window sheets. I did gold, and then you can line those up. I haven't made a card yet, but I'm gonna. I'll let you know how that turns out. Isn't that pretty? Can you see? I don't know if you can see. There you go. Kind of see. So much fun to play with. I could have kept going, and I was like, I've really got to film this video today. Now, here's something else that I bought. I bought the flourish frames. So these, if you like to layer, these have the foil, then the gold. You can see all the different layers of them right here. And then the dies that cut them out. So there's a lot here to play with. And then the regular dies. These are the regular dies. So I played a little bit with these. So with the flourish, you can put those down. Remember, flat side goes down. And what's great about the grid here is really helps you line up for your cardstock. So if you really want it to be like in the center of a card, you can, and you can line it up easily. These little guys, although I haven't played with all of them, they go in here and they'll stack in. They have all these little accoutrements here to stack in and do different designs. And then you layer your foil and then your cardstock, and then you can get something like that, which is kind of fun. Which either way. And these cute little sentiments that you can layer and foil. I did that in the pink. So with this one right here, I just did it in silver, and I made this card. So this is just a little fun fold. So it's a basic card, your basic 4 1/4, 5 1/2 card, but you're going to score it at 2 1/8 and then fold it back like that. And then I just added the designer paper. I think this extraordinary, ordinary life paper. A little panel here, a little panel here, and then a big panel here. And I just made 2 of these labels behind there. And the pretty peacock, and with that big sentiment, which I loved, how that came out with the silver. Just made it feel more special for sure. Just a little tip if you want it to line up exactly perfect. When you glue this one on, you remember you're just going to glue the one side here. Put this one behind it, the one that you're going to glue down inside the card. Put a little glue back here and then just close it. And then it will stay right where you want it to. So that's how I did that one. Added a few more balloons. These are the balloon festoon dies. And you can see that little greeting that I got, the little cheers to you on the inside, which I really like. So it does take a little longer, obviously. You gotta wait for it to heat and do all the things, but I don't know. It's really nice when you don't have to get out the Versamark and the embossing powder and the heat tool and do all the things. And then there's always those little splatters and everything that happens with the heat embossing. This one, it's pretty cool. I mean, it looks like you bought it that way. It's so professional looking. Okay, I'll put the recipes for this card and this one so you can print those out with all the measurements and supplies. And I look forward to doing more with this. I think it's going to be fun. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.